أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام
Thank
ورحمة
you for
الله
being with
وبركاته.
us this evening. Uh, I realize that we are going through Fatimiyya programs. Some centers already started, some centers are starting tomorrow. But actual Wafat night is tomorrow night. And inshallah, we'll discuss one or two hadiths from Nabi Fatima. That's what we do, that we usually don't cancel the classes. Otherwise, for example, month of Rajab, Shaban, there are so many occasions. We don't cancel the classes, no. So actual Wafat is tomorrow, so we thought that at least let us, inshallah, continue. And it's also because there was 2 weeks of disruption when I was away. So I thought let's catch up and try to finish what we had planned. As usual, let us start with Surah Al-Fatiha. For so many lives are being lost, still this war is taking place. The genocide continues against the Palestinians. And also, so many Lebanese also lost their lives. People who lost lives in Lebanon, in Parachinar. So let us remember them by reciting Surah Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. So what we have done is that besides today, we still have 2 more classes I've done to just make up for the missed class and also because of my travel. And we would like to complete at least these aspects of past tense, present tense, future tense, imperative tense, and also prohibition. If those all are done, so those are the basics of fi'l, of verbs, inshallah. So when we start, for example, next term, something new, at least we know this basic thing, inshallah. So let's continue as usual. We had this dua. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma inni qad karahtu ma qadayta min kitabik. Right? O Allah, I have recited what you have decreed from your book. Allah has decreed and we are reciting. Alladhi anzaltahu ala nabiyyik as-sadiq, which you have sent down on your prophet who is as-sadiq, truthful. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and peace be on him and his family, right? Falakal hamdu rabbana. So praise belongs to you. Allahumma ij'alni mimman yuhillu halalahu wa yuharrimu haramahu. Allah, make me from those who enforce his obligations and disallow his forbidden acts. No. وَيُؤْمِنُ بِمُحْكَمِهِ وَالْمُتَشَابِهِ, and believes in the clear and ambiguous verses of the Quran. وَاجْعَلْهُ لِي أُنْسًا فِي قَبْرِي وَأُنْسًا فِي حَشْرِي. Make it a companion for me in my grave, also a companion for me in my rising. وَاجْعَلْنِي مِمَّنْ تُرْكِيهِ بِكُلِّ آيَةٍ قَرَأَهَا. Make me among those who rise for every verse recited, ranked in heaven. دَرَجَةً فِي عَلَىٰ إِلِّيِّينَ Ameen Rabbal Alameen. A beautiful dua. Please do recite. Imam used to recite this at the end of the tilawat of Quran. It's a beautiful dua, and there is a lot to benefit from there. We will not look at the detail of the dua because we did earlier. Plus, I also want to cover a lot of grounds and complete this discussion. These are the days of Fatimiyya. So I thought at least let us look quickly at 3 hadiths of Bi Fatima. She was a great lady. All of us know about it because we've been hearing about her all the time in our majalis and in Fatimiyya program, right? So in her khutbah about Fadak, she says, وَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ الْجِهَادَ عِزًّا لِلْإِسْلَامِ وَذُلًّا لِأَهْلِ الْكُفْرِ وَالنِّفَاقِ. Why did Allah enjoin jihad on Muslims? وَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ الْجِهَادَ عِزًّا. It is an honor and glory for Islam. وَذُلًّا لِأَهْلِ الْكُفْرِ وَالنِّفَاقِ. And it is disgrace for infidels and hypocrites. And that is why you can see just now the Palestinians are suffering because Muslims have abandoned jihad, right? Muslims are supposed to come to their help and fight with them, right? And because of that, today, the whole world is saying that no, Muslim leaders abandoned the Palestinians, so they become disgrace. No, this was not for them. Allah has already given a jihad that when you are being fought, when somebody attacks you, somebody occupies your land, you are allowed to fight. So you can see وَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ الْجِهَادَ عِزًّا لِلْإِسْلَامِ. It was an honor and glory for Islam. وَذُلًّا لِلْأَهْلِ الْكُفْرِ. It's supposed to be a disgrace, no, and zillat for people who are kafirin and hypocrites. وَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ الصَّبْرَ مَعُونَةً عَلَى اسْتِجَابِ الْأَمْرِ. And of course, when a person does sabr, then that is an aid to seek the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Reward will not just come like this. Sabr is very important. In our life, all the time, there are difficulties, challenges we face with sabr, right? Then, of course, that will give us al-ajr. Ajr will come through sabr, no? Another hadith, the beautiful hadith, I'm sure you must have heard this thing in Majalis. Prophet once asked Fatima, أَيُّ شَيْءٍ خَيْرٌ لِلْمَرْأَةِ? What is the best thing for a woman? And see what Fatima does. The highest pinnacle of chastity Fatima had. She says, Allah tara rajulan, that a person should not go out to stare or look at a man, how he is dressed, especially when his hands or bare, feet are bare or chest is bare. He would not stare at a woman would not stare at a man. Wala yaraha rajulun, and nor a man is able to see her, right? So you can imagine a beautiful way of describing what is best for a woman. This is Fatima at her pinnacle of chastity, peak of chastity, which she used to try to just display. MashaAllah, when it came to past tense, we have already mastered, but now present tense and future tense, still some of you still was having difficulty. So let us again together conjugate this word jama'a and dakhala. Dakhala and wajama. Let's try to conjugate, keeping this table in front of us, if possible, also with meaning. Okay? So fataha, yaftahu, yaftahani, yaftahuna. We take fatha, open the dictionary. After fatha, just look at letter A, U, or I. You'll find there is A. So in present tense, it is yaftahu, yaftahani, yaftahuna. Taftahu, taftahani, yaftahana. This is feminine, right? And then second person, taftahu, taftahani, taftahuna. Second person feminine, taftahina, taftahani, taftahana. And the first person, aftahu and naftahu, naftahu. So this is the conjugation in present and future tense of word fataha. Let us start with word dakhala. So anybody can come forward and try to do the first row. Dakhala. Al-ghaib al-mudhakkar. Third person masculine.
I can give it a try.
Bismillah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So dakhala, it changes to yadkhulu.
Yeah, so after dakhala, you'll find you in the dictionary. Yes, go ahead.
So yadkhulu, yadkhulani.
Yes.
Yadkhuluna.
Ahsan, very good. Yadkhulu, yadkhulani, yadkhulun. If you can do this, it's very good. That means now you know how to conjugate in present tense. No? So it's very important because the present tense then helps us to make imperative verb. It helps us to make, also prohibition. It's only through present tense. Yes. Anybody will take the second line? Third person feminine?
Sure, I will. I will try.
Bismillah, please.
Tadkhuhu, tadkhuhani, tadkhahna.
Tadkhulu.
Tadkhulu.
Tadkhulu, yeah, then tadkhulani.
Tadkhulani and tadkhalahna.
يدخلنا. Yeah.
يدخلنا. Yes.
Yeah. تدخل, تدخلان, and يدخلنا. The third person,
يدخلنا.
third person feminine, our plural is يدخلنا.
يدخلنا.
دخل يدخلنا. Okay, yes. Second person masculine.
I'll try. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Taddahu.
No,
Tad-
دخل.
no, I'm sorry. Can you? So
Second person masculine.
So I'm having a senior moment right now. So say that. Give me just one more hint for
Yeah,
this.
دخل تدخل, right?
Okay.
تدخل.
Okay. So tadkhulu,
Yeah.
tadtahani.
No. دخل, that should be there, right?
What am I saying? Wrong.
The first one, تدخل, then
Tadtahani.
no. تدخلان.
Tadkhulani. Okay. Sorry.
Because that, don't confuse fatha of ta, no, because the only thing which remain unchanged is the first one. These are the signs of what present tense, ta. So tadkhulu, tadkhulani, the first and the last are same, right? The all things already changed. So tadkhulu, tadkhulani,
And tadkhahunna.
tadkhuluna.
Tadkhuluna.
Yeah, you see, this is a challenge. I can see that, no? And that's why I think we have to continue doing it.
And I think I'm also missing the dictionary. So I haven't gone through those practices, so I have to go back and review the recordings.
Yeah, this is just, if you want, I can remove this slide and you can do just from your memory, but this is just a guide, for example. Taftahu, taftahani, taftahu. This is for fataha. So keep in mind, fataha is fa, taha. Now you're going to replace that fataha with dakhala. So fataha is taftahu, but in case of dakhala is tadkhulu. The second radical, second root will have dhamma. So tadkhulu, tadkhulani, tadkhulun. So now second person masculine is tadkhulu, tadkhulani, no, tadkhulun, right? Tadkhulun. Okay. Then second person, oh, just don't, excuse me. And what else? Hassan, what else?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
What time did the class start?
7:45 or
Oh, no.
7:48.
Oh no, I'm thinking 8 o'clock. Oh shush. So I've missed quite a bit.
Okay. So I forgot to lock the door and the grandson came in. No.
No worries.
He really loves me, no. So
Mashallah.
he follows me where I am, and I'm supposed to lock the door, but I thought that no, you won't. Okay. So second person, feminine now. With dakhala,
I can try again if nobody wants to go.
yeah, go bismillah.
تدخلين.
Yes.
تدخلان.
Mm-hmm.
تدخلنا.
تدخلنا, Hassan. تدخلين, تدخلاني, تدخلنا. Okay, dakhala. So keep in mind that this table is of fataha. So fataha, these three words will be replaced by dakhala. So, and as we said, that this is the first ya, this ta, these are signs of present tense. And then of course, noon is a sign of what jam'a. So tadkhulina, تدخلاني تدخلنا. Yes. Now first person.
Maybe I'll try. Assalamu
Yeah,
alaikum.
Bismillah.
Are we still doing dakhala?
Yes.
Okay. dakhala. أدخل أدخل.
أدخلوا.
Okay, I do have to put that dhamma. أدخل. ندخل.
ندخلوا.
There's a fatha though.
Of course, for fatah there is fatah, for dakhala there is dhamma.
Okay.
I
Great.
told you, right? There is the
Yes.
pattern changes. You have to, for example, if you take dakhala, if you open dictionary, you'll find dhamma there.
Yes. Okay. ندخل.
Yeah.
And then
So
again,
adkhulu,
ندخل.
nadkhulu. Yeah, exactly. Keep it. This is just keep in mind always when it comes to present tense, the second letter would take a sign which appears in the dictionary. So either fatha, dhamma, or kasra. In this case, it's fatha. In case of dakhala, it is dhamma. No. So yadkhulu, yadkhulani, yadkhulun. Tadkhulu, tadkhulani, yadkhulna. Tadkhulu, tadkhulani, tadkhuluna. Tadkhulina, tadkhulani, tadkhulna. Adkhulu, nadkhulu, nadkhulu. Okay. In this case. Okay. So this is why we are starting every class with this kind of practice, because I can see it is still a challenge for many of us. We are still facing challenge in this case now, but it should be by now. We have been doing it. We should do it, but it's okay. I learned that now we have to try in the class. So that was dakhala. Now jama'a. So jama'a, if you open dictionary, what do you get after that? For present
Yeah.
tense,
There is an A.
there is an a asa. So that means what?
Together. Jama'a.
So yajma'u, right? Because there is a, so that will be yajma'u. The meme will have the second word is second letter is meme. This meme will have fatha. So yajma'u, yajma'ani, yajma'un. Okay. Yajma'u, yajma'ani, yajma'un. Tajma'u, tajma'ani, yajma'ana. Tajma'u, tajma'ani, tajma'un. Tajma'ina, tajma'ani, tajma'ana. Ajma'u, najma'u, najma'u. So that is jama. So please try to practice this conjugation. It is very, very important, because conjugation of present and past, present tense and future tense will also take you to imperative verb. It also will take you to prohibition, nafi, which we are going to do today, because we use the pattern from there. Both imperative of third person, imperative of fourth person, imperative of second person will all be derived from present tense. So to be able to conjugate into present tense is very important, is essential. We should know. Just open this table and use any verb and try to see if you can do it. The only trick is that the second letter will take a vowel sign based on what found in the dictionary. It can be either dhamma, fatha, or kasra. So in dakhala, it is yadkhulu. In kataba also there's yaktubu, right? In fatha is yaftahu. In jama is yajma'u. Okay. So we will continue this practice, because I can see it is still giving what challenge to people. In spite of having what in front of us this table, we are still facing these challenges. Okay.
Sheikhna, last week we were speaking in the group, and we were potentially, asking the question: would it be worthwhile to have study group where the students can meet separately as mubahitha and do this practice, so that we can, we can then, when we come to class, we're better equipped. Is
Yes,
that
I have no problem. That's why you can see it's since I went to travel, what I did that I email all of you, so you know each other's email. So feel free, yeah, to have Mubahatha. If you want that, for example, that particular thing to take place in the same Zoom, then we can have a what do you call those room, right?
Breakout rooms.
Yeah, breakout rooms. You can do that. As long as you are ready for that, I don't mind. You know, we can share with you the link and all those things. But I think the best thing is that, since you have the email of each other, why don't we, for example, and also in the WhatsApp, for example, your WhatsApp group, and also you can just say that who would like to practice, with somebody, and then you can start practicing. But it's very important, yeah. Let each of you can do Mubahatha or practice each other. It will help, no?
With my other Islamic classes, Mubahatha was a crux. It was a key to all of this, and
Yes.
and so it really helped.
Did you use after the class, before the class?
So no. So the way Mubahatha works for us with Sheikh Shamali's coursework was that for each lecture on a weekly basis, you study the lecture. There is one presenter, and then there's 3 or 4 classmates, and then the presenter comes and presents to their classmates, and then the classmates ask questions of the presenter. And so then it helps the presenter, but then ultimately there's also discussion that plays out, and we do this religiously every Monday night from for an hour and a half without fail. So even Mazahir Ali-Dina, for example, you probably know him from Toronto. He's a key member in our Mubahatha group, and so I found it to be very, very beneficial. And even right now, as you are speaking, I feel lost because I haven't been there for levels 3, 4, and 5. But I think Mubahatha can really help in this regard.
Yeah. So then you do it separately, and then the class is separate.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So the lecture is happening on a weekly basis, and then you take the lecture, and then you go do Mubahatha, and then you come
Yeah,
back.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm open for that. If people want to do that, then let me know. You're welcome to either have your own Zoom, or you can use our Zoom also, and have it Mubahatha. Yes, it will be good. Very good.
Can I poll the WhatsApp? I can create a poll on the WhatsApp and say whoever is
Yeah,
interested.
exactly. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then arrangements be made. Now I'll ask Hassan to coordinate. He will make for you the links and all those things. No?
Yeah, because different people would have different days that would work for them.
Yeah. So then later on, you can just decide. Later on, you can work on what on the WhatsApp group and decide. No.
Yeah.
How you would like. No.
In the other Islamic classes, brothers have Mubahatha with brothers and sisters have it with sisters. Are there multiple sisters here, multiple brothers, or is there?
They only have one sister, but we have other sisters also in the class.
Okay.
Registered, yeah.
So in this case, we'll take all of this conversation offline, inshallah.
Yeah, just go through the WhatsApp group and decide what to do. Yeah. So this is it. Okay. So now this is we have finished discussion imperative verbs for third and first person. We discussed. Now let us look at imperative verbs. We've done a lot about second person. Now imperative verbs for the third and first person, and imperative words for prohibition. That's what we are going to cover today. So let's look at this. Here it is. Earlier, we were doing imperative verbs by second person only. Uktub, write, when you command, right? Uktub. No, izhab, go. Udkhul, enter, for example. We've done all those things by putting hamza, right? Now, in this lesson, we'll cover imperative for the third and the first person. Remember, I said, for example, sometimes, let's say that I missed my, namaz. So then you say, I'm going to make a point that I don't miss my namaz. So you impose yourself, you command yourself. So that is also covered in Arabic by adding li, lam, kasra, right? So it is. So kataba is the past tense. And if you open the dictionary, kataba, anybody knows what letter comes after that for present tense? A, U, or I?
Uktub?
Uktub, yeah. So it's you. Kataba, yaktub, right? Yaktubu. So yaktubu. So in the same way, what we'll do in this case, here it is. First of all, this is the conjugation, and in the next slide, I'm going to show you how to go about doing it. So kataba yaktubu. Okay, kataba yaktubu. Before that, you put li yaktub. You put li with yaktubu, and then you change the dumma to sakin, liyaktub. So he should write, liyaktub. Liyaktuba, they should write, liyaktubu, they all should write. So it is kataba, present tense is yaktubu. We go back to, for example, here, we go to this table here. If you take kataba and change into present tense, it is same as dakhala dumma. So yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubun. Taktubu, taktubani, yaktubna. No, taktubu, taktubani, taktubun. So this will be conjugation of kataba in present tense. Keeping that in mind, now you are going to add lam kasra. Lam kasra before that. You are going to prefix lam kasra before that for the command. And then you are going to remove dumma and change into sakin in the singular case. In the dual and plural sense, you are going to remove noon. So, for example, here it is. You can see in the it is yaktubani, yaktubuna. So this noon will be removed in this dual and plural cases. In the singular cases, dumma will change into sakin, yaktub, liyaktub. So here it is command. Liyaktub, he should write. Liyaktuba, the two males should write. Liyaktubu, they all males should write. Litaktub, no, she should write. Litaktuba, they should write. Liyaktubna, no, they all female write. Now keep in mind, this is only third person and first person. Second person we have covered already, which was with Hamzatul Wasl, uktub. No, this is now third person and first person. So commanding imperative for third person and first person. What we do is take kataba. I'm coming to you early, okay? Take kataba verb, right? Try to find its present tense. Once you get the present tense, you're going to add li before that. And then in the singular case, you are going to change dumma to sakin. In dual and plural case, you are going to remove nun. Yes, Ali?
So my question is, okay, so based on what you're saying, for the singular, essentially, we're just making it all sakin, and then all the others, we're removing the noon. But for the third person feminine plural, aside from the lam with the kasra, everything is exactly the same. Is that right?
For the second person?
No, for the third person feminine plural. So in this example, it's liyaktubna.
Yes.
So it basically, aside from the lam, everything is exactly the same.
Exactly,
Is that right?
Yeah. That is
okay.
Special, yeah.
Okay,
Yaktubna. So you just add li.
You
just add li.
but you said you also changed the dhamma on the kaf into a sakin.
Yes. Yeah.
But that is on the second. No, that is on the third person.
That is on the third person and first person. Because keep in mind, we have covered second person. So don't bring second person here just now. Second person has its own rule. We did what second person earlier, remember we did by adding Hamzatul Wasl. As I told you here, look at this. Imperative verbs, know that there are three types of imperative verbs in Arabic. Imperative verbs for second person, you need lesson 3, which you did. In the three letter component consonants, Hamzatul Wasl is prefixed in lieu of letter ya, ta, alif, and nun, which are present tense, right? So this we have done already. Uktub, udkhul, right? We did all those discussed for the last 2-3 lessons we've been discussing. So that was second person. Now we are trying to find imperative for the third person and the first person. So he should write, or I should do it. He should wake up for namaz, I should wake up for namaz. So that is, we are doing it. In that case, instead of Hamza, we are going to add li. In the place of Hamza, we are going to add li. At the same time, for second person, we put Hamza but we remove the present tenses, all the ya, ta, alif, nun, we remove, right? As you can see, Hamzatul Wasl is prefixed in lieu of letters ya, ta, alif, nun. In this case, ya, ta, and alif is still there. Ya, ta, alif, nun are there. See, these are the signs, right? These are the signs of present tense. Ya, ta, alif, nun, right? These are removed in the second person, replaced by Hamzatul Wasl. In the third person and first person, they will remain there. Ya, ta, alif, nun are there. Just li is added. And then in singular, we put what Dhamma will change into sakin. In dual, nun will disappear, except for this plural of what? Of feminine, liyaktubna, as Ali was asking just now. It's liyaktubna. So liyaktub, liyaktuba, liyaktubu. Okay, this has come from this slide. This side, present tense slide. Oh, this is kataba. This is fataha. If this was of kataba, now we say yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubun. Yeah? Taktubu, taktubani, taktubna. So you'll use the same now what present tense and add li to get an imperative in the third person, second person. And of course, we will change Dhamma into sakin this in singular case. The next slide will make it easier. Here it is. We have given you the steps, how to do it. Look at these steps, okay? So we prefix the letter li to the third and first of the mudare verb, right? So the third and the first person of mudare. The last letter in the third person singular, in the first person singular and plural takes sukun. The last letter in the third person singular and first person singular and plural takes sukun, right? In the third person dual and plural, ni and na is dropped out. Okay, so you can see yaktubu. This is third person, yaktubu. Yaktubani is third person, right? Masculine dual. Yaktubuna is third person masculine plural. Aktubu is first person singular. Naktubu is second person dual and plural, right? Now from yaktubu, we get liyaktub. Yaktubu, we get liyaktub. So we take yaktubu, add li, and then this dhamma is removed from sakin. So you can see yaktubu, liyaktub. Yaktubani, liyaktuba. So nun disappears, you can see. Yaktubuna now becomes liyaktubu. So again, nun here disappears and li comes, liyaktubu. Of course, then we add alif here, liyaktubu, always. Alif is added here when nun disappears. And then aktub, liaktub. So I should write. When I, for example, take a loan, I should write. When I give somebody, I should write, although I forget. I remember one day, my professor, I was with my professor, and another professor came to him and said that I would like to borrow a book. So he said very good thing. He said that, no, it's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust my mind, my memory that I'll forget, no. But of course, if I write, then I won't forget it. So liyaktub, I must write. Naktubu, no, becomes linaktub. So these are the steps in the masculine case, how to change from present tense to imperative for the third person and first person. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, second person we are done. You know about that, right? We have covered second person already. Yes, go ahead, Ali.
So my question is for the third person masculine plural. So in this case, it's liyaktubu.
Yes.
So we've added the li, and then we've taken out the nun fatah, and we've added an alif at the end.
Yes.
What is the purpose of adding that alif?
Yeah, it has been they have been doing it, and there is no purpose except I think they're just doing it to make sure that this is is a command. No, so they just add that thing. They were not giving us the reason why this alif comes. And,
It doesn't impact
just added
any
there.
reading, right?
Sorry.
Sorry to I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying, it doesn't impact any of any way to read it or anything, does it?
No.
Okay.
When it comes to reading, no. When it comes to reading, is same. Whether you put alif or not, this is a silent alif which is added there. In our
Okay,
book,
thank
somewhere it says that you notice that the alif is added, but does not. It's just added for the spelling purpose, but does not change the meaning. Nor does it change what the pronunciation. Okay, so this is the steps how to go to imperative verbs in third person and first person. Again, keep in mind, you have to know the conjugation into the present tense and future tense. That is very important. For you to know imperative verbs, conjugation into present tense is must. And that is why we started today our class by conjugating the present tense, dakhala and jama, right? So that is important. In this case, it's kataba. Kataba, yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubu. Aktubu, taktubu, because we are just taking masculine. Okay. Now we come to third person again, and first person, but feminine. Okay. So taktubu, taktubani, yaktubna. Aktubu, naktubu. As you know, first person is same for feminine and masculine, right? You can see this is masculine, aktubu, naktubu. When it comes to feminine, it's same, right? I write, whether I say a boy or a girl, still I say I write, aktubu. So in feminine case, taktubu will become litaktub. She must write litaktub. So taktubu, we are going to add li, and then we are going to change dumma to sakin. Taktubani, itaktuba, noon will disappear, right? And of course, as you can see, alif is added here, you can see, right? Alif is added here. Once you remove the noon, you added alif, itaktuba. Yaktubna, liyaktubna. This is an exception, see? In this case, yaktubna is there, as Ali had earlier noticed. The only thing we do in this case is just add li. Nothing else changes. Yaktubna, liyaktubna. No. But in this case, in other cases, there are two, three changes. In this case, third person, feminine plural, the change is only one, and that is adding li, liyaktubna. Then again, same as like masculine, again feminine, aktubu, liaktub, naktubu, linaktub. Okay. So these are what we have done in this slides is because earlier this table itself is not helpful because this table becomes a little confusing. So that what I created, this is what appears in our book, this kind of table. But what I've done is that we have what shown you the steps to these things, Lektuba. Okay. Now let's open the textbook and try to find this imperative, okay, in these verses. So if you have the textbook or a page, so page 105, let's open. You can see that there are verses of Quran, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So Bismillah Rahman. وَلْيَتَّقِ Rabbah. And he should fear Allah and his Lord. So وَلْيَتَّقِ you see, he should fear. In this case, it was liyattaqillah, but then it became lam sakin because before that there is waw. Okay, so it is yattaqillah rabbahu, he fears his Lord. Well, yattaqillah, he should fear his Lord. So it's not that only he fears Lord, there is a command that he should fear Allah, his Lord. Well, yattaqillah rabbahu. So what we do is that because of waw, lam, which was kasra, lam kisra, become lam sakin. Waliyattaqillah. So do you see the function of that lam? It brings that imperative. Instead of saying he fears Allah, he should fear Allah. No, and he should fear Allah, his Lord. Waliyattaqillah. Waliyaktub, again waw. Right? You can see again waw is there, so li here becomes sakin. وَلْيَكْتُبْ بَيْنَكُمْ كَاتِبٌ بِالْعَدْلِ. When you give a loan, a scribe should write down justly. So, وَلْيَكْتُبْ, here is a command. وَلْيَكْتُبْ بَيْنَكُمْ كَاتِبٌ بِالْعَدْلِ. Katib is a scribe, a writer, okay, with justice. He should write justly. He should not, for example, favor one person or the other. If there is an agreement between a loan, then he should capture the agreement well and write it. Sometimes a person, for example, will capture one person's concern, but not the other person. Then there will be differences. So you should write it justly, that what have they agreed, when the loan is payable, how fast is the loan payable, is the loan payable, for example, in installments. All these things will be writing down justly, okay? It should not happen that later on there is a disagreement. One of the biggest problems now, when we are resident alim, we find this thing, the two friends, they go out for a coffee or a tea, and they come across an idea, let us start a business. That's a good idea. I'm going to invest 50,000, you are going to invest 50,000. They start their business. After a short while, there's a disagreement. Now, nobody knows what was agreed. It was just agreed in a coffee house. So now they say, oh, but this is what I assumed. This is what I had said. They don't write it down. That's the worst thing. Yes, you go in a coffee house, you come up with an idea that is correct. Now sit down or write it down, jot it down exactly what is, are we coming to, what kind of business it is, who's contributing what, who will do what. All those things should be written and witnessed, right? So it doesn't happen, and later on there's always differences. And when the differences happen, unfortunately, it also then spills over to families. They stop talking, the families stop talking between each other. So they're confused. There were two friends. Now, because of the partnership, they became more friends, family became closer, we started visiting each other, they befriended each other, the children, the wives, right? Suddenly there's disagreement. So now they don't want to talk to each other. Don't do this. That should not happen. You can see Allah says, وَلْيَكْتُبْ بَيْنَكُمْ كَاتِبٌ بِالْعَدْلِ. Let a scribe write between two of you with justly. So here, وَلْيَكْتُبْ is a command. Li is a command, and because of before that there is waw, li will become lam sakin. فَلْيُقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. So he should fight in the path of Allah. فَلْيُقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. You can see there's a command. And this command also applies to Muslims. It is wajib on Muslims to defend the Palestinians, their cause. It is wajib. No, وَلْيَكْتُبْ وَلْيُقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, in the way of Allah. Of course, those who fight will be killed. As you can see what happened to Lebanese. When they tried to help, they got killed and paid a huge price, right? But it is it. فَلْيُقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. They must fight in the path of Allah. فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. So he should do righteous deeds. فَلْيَعْمَلْ. يَعْمَلْ is amala ya'malu amalan salihan. فَلْيَعْمَلْ. وَلْيَأْخُذُوا حِذْرَهُمْ. They should take their precaution. وَلْيَأْخُذُوا. In all these cases, there is waw before that, so li becomes lam sakin. Yes, Ali?
Sorry, is there a list of, I guess, words that come before or particles that come before that changes the lam kasra to lam sakin? Like,
no, there is no list. It's only that if there is a, like before, if there is a letter which has a vowel, which is a, vowel.
Okay, because I'm looking at the previous one, surah number 18, verse 110. It's saying fal ya'mal. So that's not a verb. It's a fa before that.
There is a vowel, right? For. If there is a letter which is a vowel.
I thought the vowels are only alif, waw, and ya.
When we say what, in this case, harakat. When there is a vowel sign, that means let me correct you. Example,
Fatha,
if it's
kasra,
fatha,
dhamma.
kasra, or dhamma.
Mhm.
Okay, so these are also vowel signs. No, vowel sign with waw, alif, and hamza are long vowels.
So then, am I correct in assuming then if an imperative verb for third person or first person comes after any other word in the sentence, it will be a lam kasra, sorry, lam sakin, and
Yeah,
only.
if there is a letter which has a vowel sign on it, and combining, then that will have a lam sakin. If
Okay.
not, then it will not have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. For example, the last one, liyastazinakum. You can see liyastazinakum. It starts with li. There is no waw for before that, so it just starts with li. Liyastazinakum alladhina malakat aymanakum. But before that, all six cases, there is waw or fa. Waw or fa. You see, one. You see, faliyat. So then lam will take him second. But the last case, لِيَسْتَأْذِنَكُمُ الَّذِينَ مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُم. Those whom your right hand possess should ask your permission. So it is li. Okay. So if there is before that, most cases, of course, will be waw and fa, because both waw and fa is a conjugation, right? Waw and fa is a conjugation. Waw means and, fa also means and or so or therefore. Is that clear? So you can see generally li is mentioned in Quran. It is preceded by waw or fa, and the kasra of the li is changed to dhamma. See, she has mentioned there. You see here at the end. Generally, when li of what imperative is mentioned in the Quran, it is preceded by waw fatha or fa fatha. Then the kasra of the li is changed to sakin. Do you see that note down, Ali?
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, so
Thank
it's
you.
only waw and fa most probably. It will change. Otherwise, it will remain as it is. But just you should be able to know that what is the imperative here in the third person and first person. Second person we already covered earlier. So many examples we did. So Yusuf, we did all those examples. So Yusuf. Is that clear? So this is third person, right? Now we go to, this is an example. So what I've done here is that I've combined both, right? In this case, our combined is our taken present tense plus imperative. That's how it is called. Sami'a, original word is sami'a. He listened. Sami'a. He hears. No. He hears. Sami'a. Yasma'u is present tense. Yasma'ani is second person, sorry, third person dual. Yasma'u singular, yasma'ani, yasma'un, plural, okay? So you can see that this is third person masculine. The first one is yasma'u. This is the present tense. Singular. Dual is yasma'ani. Plural is yasma'una. Okay? Now we are changing the present tense into an imperative. Okay? So what we are going to do, we are going to add li. Liyasma'u will become liyasma'. Yasma'ani become liyasma'a. Nun kasra will disappear. Liyasma'a. Yasma'una become liyasma'u. Nun will disappear, but as we said earlier, alif will be added here. Liyasma'u. Okay. So yasma'u, yasma'ani, yasma'un. Liyasma, liyasma'a, liyasma'u. So I've combined these two conjugation of present tense and imperative in one table, so you know how things go. Okay? Is that clear? Then comes second person. So third person feminine. Second person doesn't come here. First, third person. Tasma'u li tasma. Tasma'ani li tasma. Yasma'ana li yasma. As we said, and when it comes to third person, feminine, masculine, plural, the only change is added li. In other cases, there are two changes. Yasma'u li yasma. So there is li is added and ain becomes sakin dhamma. Yasma'ani li yasma. Li is added, nun disappears. Yasma'u, liyasma'u, no. Li is added, nun disappears, and alif is added. So 3 changes. But in this case, yasma'ana, liyasma'na, only li is added. Asma'u, li asma. Nasma'u, li nasma. Nasma'u, li nasma. So you see, I have combined these 2 tables for you together. So realize that how things are. Is that clear? Any questions? So that completes lesson 4. One was present tense, sorry, past tense, lesson 1. Lesson 2 was present tense, right? Lesson 3 was imperative, but only of the second person. Lesson 4 is imperative of the third person and first person. Now we go to the next lesson. More about, now of course, before we go there, as I said that besides using this book, which we have been using our textbook, I also sometimes use this book, Access to Quranic Arabic. Before I used to use this as a textbook, but this textbook was difficult for many people because it assumes so many things. So we took this another textbook which we are using. But sometimes we also take lessons from there. So the root letters of an Arabic word are sometimes called radicals. The root word is sometimes referred to as simply as the root. Okay, the new words grow like a tree from root words. Letters are added to the root, and vowels and signs are added to or changed to form new words. So this is how it is, like a tree. We just start adding. So from the root word khalaqa, we have khalaq, khaliqun, and ikhtilaq. See, khalaqa is to create. Khalaq is the one who is a creator, but creates often. Allah is not only khaliq, Allah is also khalaq. Khalaq, that means he creates often. He can create again. It's not, for example, one day he was in a mood, he created, and then he cannot create. No. The process of creation is ongoing. So khaliq is creator, but khalaq is one who creates often. Khalaq. And ikhtilaq, right? Creation. Ikhtilaq. Note the letter alif has been added between the root and khaliqun, khalaqa khaliqun. Shadda and alif has been added between the root khalaq. So khalaqa, khalaq. There is alif and shadda is added, right? Hamza. And hamza and ta and alif has been added in the word ikhtilaq. So you can see how letters are being added. These 11 letters are added to the root word to derive other words. So hamza, alif, ta, ta marbuta, sin, lam, mim, noon, ha, waw, ya. These letters are added. Okay, you'll find to create more words from the same root. So, for example, the word sa'altumuniha. Sa'altumuniha. The meaning, you ask me about them. Sa'altumuniha. You, of course, in this case is a feminine. So sa'altumuniha, the original word was sa'ala. Original verb was sa'ala, sin, alif, and lam. But sa'altumuniha, you asked me about them. These are all extra letters added to the word sa'ala to come up with this new word, which has all this meaning. The 7 contains additional 7 letters to the root sa'ala, meaning to ask. See 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 11. But in this case, there are 7. Okay, 7 letters added. Similarly, the word anzartahum, meaning you have warned them, has 5 additional letters. So it was nazara, to warn, anzartahum, did you mean you warn them? Did you warn them? Anzartahum. Did you warn them? This has 5 additional letters to the original one. So what we are trying to just say that in Arabic, subhanallah, you have to master the root word. And then so many letters are added to create another word. Yes, Dr. Bandali, go ahead.
So going back to khalaqa and khaliqun, how as a non-Arab do I understand that to mean continuous creation? What in the word does it denote continuous?
Yeah. So we will come to these different patterns of words. We are still in the first pattern. When it comes to what verb, there are 10 patterns of verb. Yeah, we are still in the first pattern.
I see.
Once you do different patterns, then you see, for example, alim. There is alima is to know. Alim is the learned. But allama is the one who is more learned. That means if you ask him question, he will answer, he will have immediate answer, right? He's not, he doesn't have to refer. So allama. So more knowing. This the same way khaliqun khalaq. So we'll come to those inshallah patterns. Just now we are not learning this pattern. Just now we are just trying to say that how, for example, word khalaqa, which is the original root, when we start adding all these letters, ali, hamza, ta, how meanings change. Okay, that's what we are going to do. But
Thank you
yes,
so much.
once you do the patterns of verbs, then you will see that there is that emphasis. Offer learning, offer creating. This is it now. Inshallah. Yes. So I just wanted to draw your attention that how, for example, the words grow like a tree. New words grow like a tree from a root words. This is the beauty of it. So always, whenever you find in Arabic any word, try to find the root word, and you'll see how things have changed. But we'll come to it now. Coming to now, this is lesson number 5.
I have one more question. Just going
Yes.
back to the slide,
Yeah.
I'm a little confused about the 11 and 7. Can you just go back and explain that one more time? So when you say there are 11 letters
No,
on the
there
previous
are
slide,
11 letters, but in this case, only 7 have been added.
I
In
see.
this particular
Okay.
word, 7 have been added.
I see.
In
Got
this
it.
case, 5 have been added. Yes, Sister Sabira?
Yeah, my question is similar. So we saw a list of 7 letters added. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I wrote down all the 11 letters that are added. Is it always those letters, no other letters?
No other words. Yeah, when it comes to adding, yeah.
Only those letters.
Yes.
It's just that we have to figure out what the combination
Yeah,
would
exactly.
be.
What is out of this, you have to figure out what is a prefix, what is a suffix, and how they're added. But what I'm saying that you can imagine that you just take a root word and you can add 1, 2, 3, 5, 11, all these letters, and it will create so many other words. And that is why Arabic is so rich. Remember, in the dictionary which I had, let me just grab it. It's just here. 1 minute. Some time ago, I had told you that how rich Arabic is. The reason Arabic is so rich is because of this kind of adding these letters, and you get you get different words. For example, they say, as one of the most spoken language in the world, Arabic is very rich, boasting over 12,302,912 words. That is 25 times the number of words in English and 82 times the number of words in what French. So you can imagine Arabic has 12 million words compared to, which is 25 times the number of words in English and 82 times the number of words in French. Because Arabic has this special ability to generate the words by adding these letters, which of course, don't worry, just now, over time, we will learn these things. I was just trying to give an example that see how these words grow up. But just now, because we are doing just now verbs, keep in mind that all these words, as long as in Arabic, if it's a foreign word, different thing. If there is a foreign word in Arabic, then it will not apply. But as long as there is any Arabic word, you always try to find the root. And you must have seen that it has grown from the root. Okay. So we give example here. So in this case, there are 7 words. So to me, you ask additional 7 letters, no? Because sa'ala, and then ta, mim, waw, nun, ya, ha, alif have been added. You can see. Sa'altumuniha. You asked me about them. Now we come to lesson 5, is that same pattern. Instead of li, now we add la. Instead of li, we add la. So it's also a imperative, but imperative in the negative sense. For example, I must do this thing. I shall do this thing. I must write it. Now I should not do it. You don't do it. No. So what we do is that we just use word la. No. We often command others, especially our children, not to do certain things. In Arabic, this is done by adding just the word la before a present tense. The i'rab of the present tense will change to sukun in most cases or lose the noon in some cases. Okay. So i'rab, that means the last word will change. So yakhruju. Kharaja is the root word. Kharaja. Okay, kharaja is the root word. Means he came out. Now open dictionary and see what is to be added when you present it. You'll find there is you after kharaja. So yakhruju, like kataba yaktubu, yakhruju. So yakhruju, kharaja, he came out. Yakhruju, he comes out, present tense. So now we are going to say he should not come out. So we are going to add la, and then yakhruju, the thumma will change to sakin. In all these cases, as we said, whether it is second person, whether it is third person, whether it is first person, whether it is negation. In all these cases, when it comes singular, Dhamma will change to sakin, indicating what imperative, sign of imperative. La yakhruj, he should not come out. La takhruj, she should not come out. La takhruj, you male should not come out, second person. La takhruji, you sister should not come out. La akhruj, I should not come out. Now, for example, when it's feminine, or for example, when it's going to snow, I should not come out. Right? So la akhruj, because it is so much snow, is so cold, I should not come out. La akhruj. Okay, so these are command, but in prohibition, negative. La takhruj. So you said in Arabic, this is done by adding the word la before a present tense, fi'l mudari, the i'rab, that means the last, what haraka on the last letter. The i'rab of the present tense will change to sukun in most cases, or lose the last noon in some cases, right? So la yakhruju, la yakhruj, la yakhruja, they should not come out. La yakhruju, they should not come out. La takhruj, you don't come out. The sister. La takhruja, two sisters should not come out. La yakhrujna, the sister should not come out. So this is now negation, or don't do it. Is that clear? Let's open now the lesson. So it is lesson 5. Oh, no, sorry. If you go, it is prohibition, right? Page 106. You can see la yaf'al, la yaf'ala, la yaf'alu. Again, it shows this chart shows how you go about doing it. La yaf'al, la yaf'ala, la taf'al, right? You can see mudari. The effect of la for prohibition on the i'rab mudari is that it takes sukun, right? And now they give the example. So open page number 107. Let's open page 107 and look at the verses of Quran, okay? Let us look at the verses of Quran and see how the command comes. So, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. This is a beautiful example because it applies to all of us. This is an ethical command, right? Akhlaq. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Do not say to them even uff, who to your parents. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. Nor do you repel them. So, فَلَا تَقُلْ, of course, we have not done qala as yet. We have not done the pattern of qala, but here is فَلَا تَقُولُ. It was la taqulu becomes taqul. Taqulu means to say. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Do not say to them uff. So taqul is taqulu became taqul, and before that there is la. And for, of course, therefore. No. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. And do not even rebel them. No, do not even repel them. So this is a command. You can see how the negative command, right? Don't do certain things. This is how we do. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ. Do not kill your children. This is talking about abortion. This killing is not, for example, what Israel is doing, killing the children in Palestine. No. This killing of children, subhanallah, today people who support what abortion, their argument is the child is not developed, it's not yet. Quran just used the word awlad. No? When it comes to abortion, Quran does not say fetus. There's awlad. No? وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ. When you abort a child, you are killing your children. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ. Do not kill your children. وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. Do not even go near adultery. Forget about doing adultery. Near it. No? So don't even think about it. Don't even do things which can be counted. So وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. Quran sometimes uses the word taqrabu. No, don't say no, don't do zina. Zina is very far. As Muslims, we don't even go near to it. No, don't be on those places or be away from those areas. وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. فَلَا تَخْدَعْنَا بِالْقَوْلِ. Be not too complacent of speech. وَلَا تَخْدَعْنَا بِالْقَوْلِ. وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَا. Do not make the dazzling display. This is what Allah is commanding the wives of what Prophet. لا تبرجنا, not تبرج الجاهلية. Do not make dazzling display of your clothing, of your jewelry, of your beauty. ولا تبرجنا. ولا تجعل مع الله إلها آخر. Do not make with Allah other good. ولا تجعل. So it is جعل يجعلوا. And now, since it's the second person, we say taj'alu, because you are commanding, second person, taj'alu. So, la taj'al, do not do it. Do not make ma'allahi with Allah ilahan akhar. It's a beautiful word, but you can also know easily. You can see, wa is conjugation, la is no. Taj'alu. Taj'alu is from ja'ala. Ja'ala is to make, taj'alu, you make it. But because it is command, taj'al becomes taj'al. There is a sakin, taj'al. La taj'al, ma'a is with. Allahi, ma'allahi with Allah, ilahan, God, another God. So do not make, with Allah other gods. In other words, do not bring what, do not do shirk, with Allah. La taj'al ma'allahi ilahan akhar. La yaskhar qawmun min qawmin. Again, this is also. Men should not laugh at others. وَلَا يَسْخَرْ قَوْمٌ مِنْ قَوْمٍ. There's also appears about sister, but here, وَلَا يَسْخَرْ, don't do maskhara. Maskhara means joke. Do not do mockery. One community should not do the mockery for the community. وَلَا يَسْخَرْ قَوْمٌ مِنْ قَوْمٍ. No. Men should not laugh at others. Community should not do maskhara, joke of others. وَلَا تَرْفَوْا أَصْوَاتَكُمْ. Do not raise your voice. This is Muslims are told when you come near the Prophet, do not raise your voice. And subhanallah, this verse appears if you go to Medina, inshallah, you've been there. If you go again, check this thing. The verse appears near the grave of Rasulullah there. So his respect is so much that even after death, we are told, do not raise your voice in the presence of Rasulullah. وَلَا تَرْفُوا أَصْوَاتَكُمْ أَلَّا تَقُولُوا اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْحَقِّ. They should not ascribe to Allah except the truth. You see? So the difference between law for the simple negation and law for the prohibition should be understood. The law of negation has no effect on the verb. Okay? So law of negation and law. So there is law of prohibition and there is law of negation. No. Law of negation, prohibition is that the verb will have sakin. But the law of negation will not have any kind of change. For example, La yarkubuna. The following are some of the examples of negation. La yas'aluna. They are not asking. So la yas'aluna nasa ilhafan. They do not beg importunity. This is not command. It is just that it's negation. They don't do it. So don't confuse negation with prohibition. Negation is not to do it. Prohibition is don't do it. Yes, Sister Sabira?
Yeah, on page 107, at the very last example,
Yeah.
how come the la has a shadda? Allah yakulu.
Very good. That is Sister Sabira. You are participating in so many tilawa competition. This is simple, right? It is tajweed. It's tajdeed. We say that no, if there is nun sakin or nun sakin or tanween followed by yarmalun, then it will take shadda, right? Ashhadu anna Muhammadan
That's that.
Rasulullah.
So it's okay. It's the
Allah
tajweed rule.
takul.
Okay.
That is why they shad. But it's good that you asked that, yeah. So it is Allah, but because Allah, because of what? After nun sakin or nun or tanween, if there is any of this yarmalun appears, then it will what? Nun will disappear and then shadda will come, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Allah takul.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
And that's good. It's good that you're asking, and not only that, you're also observing, which is good that you are making observation and then asking. Yes. Any other question? So keep this in mind. They say there is a law of prohibition and there is law of negation. Law of negation, that means he doesn't do things. Law of prohibition, there is a prohibition. For example, you say, La yas'aluna nasa ilhafa. They do not beg importunately. No? So that is, they don't do it. That is a negation. Prohibition, don't do it. So when there is negation, the verb does not get affected. When there is prohibition, the dumma of verb will become sakin, right? La takul, la taj'al, la yaskar. For example, here it says, فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ مَا أُخْفِيَ لَهُمْ. No person knows what delights are kept here. Okay, so فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ. So here, la, the soul does not know. This is not a prohibition, it's a negation. This particular ayat, which we are talking just now, 32:17, this is regarding namaz al-shab. Allah says that when a person recites namaz al-shab, فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ مَا أُخْفِيَ لَهُمْ. That soul, that person reciting namaz al-shab, does not know what delights are awaiting for that person. No. فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ مَا أُخْفِيَ لَهُمْ. What Allah has hidden for that person, rewards on account of waking up late at night and performing salah. So this la ta'lamu, this is not prohibition. This is just negation. That means he doesn't know. Okay, are you with me? So if it was negation, it would be la ta'lam. But this is negation. If it is a prohibition, we say fala ta'lam. But fala ta'lam, that they don't know. So there is negation, which means they don't do it, and there is prohibition, which don't do it. There is a command. Okay? So when there is a command, Dhamma becomes sakin. Nun disappears, right? For example, la yakrujanu. No. You can see here it is la yakruja. It was yakrujani, become la yakruja. Nun disappeared. Okay? So this is, keep in mind that there is negation and prohibition. For simple negation, ma is also used both with past, present, and future tense. It has no effect on the verb. Okay?
Can I ask for clarification?
Yes.
You said that the dhamma becomes a sakin. That happens in prohibition?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yes, in prohibition, dhamma becomes sakin. Here, for example, in the table, la yakhruj, la takhruj, la akhruj. You see, all dhamma becomes sakin. Original was yakhruju. But because here is a prohibition, la yakhruj. But if it is negation, it will not become sakin. It will still become la yakhruju. It does not come out. For example, when women are there, then he does not come out. La yakhruju. It's not a prohibition. He just does not decide. He does not decide. For example, when sisters are visiting my wife here, and then since the entrance is near the living room, I don't come out. Only if I have to, right? Not with Sabir. So that is not a prohibition. It's just my own decision not to come out. So la yakhruju. He does not come out. But la yakhruj, don't come out. He should not come out. Okay, so there's negation.
Wow.
And then, of course, the last one here on page 108 to say, for simple ma, negation, sometimes ma is used. is also used in both with past, present, and future tense. It has no effect on the verb. Okay. So, for example, وَمَا تُنْفِقُوا إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ اللَّهِ وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانُ. So here, ma, when it is used as a word negation, it will not have any kind of effect on the verb. وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانُ. Sulaiman did not reject. No. So ma is for negation, and it will not have effect on the verb. So keep in mind the effect on the verb is only if there is prohibition, not in case of negation, whether it is la or ma. Okay. So what we'll do for the exercise, for the homework, which we did earlier, but now is the reverse. What I want is, here is the translation of verse 282. What I have done, I will use MS Shakir, which is a little simpler than Kuli Karai. If you go to our website, tanzil.net, you have a choice of number of translators there. I've chosen MS Shakir, okay? So this is 282. What I want you to do, don't go to the Arabic, first of all. Just look at this English translation, and within this, reading the translation, try to highlight the commands here. Or you believe, when you deal with each other in contracting a debt for a fixed time, then write it down. Do you see? Or you believe, when you deal with each other in contracting a debt for a fixed time, now this is a statement, Allah says, then write it down, right? So then write it down here, this is a command, right? Then write it down. So first of all, try to find the commands in English itself. Identify the command. And then see after that, in the next slide, Arabic. Can you find similar those commands we have done? Because we've said already earlier, commands, there are three kinds of commands, right? We have said already that in Arabic, imperative verbs are three. One is second person, second is first person, third person, and third is prohibition. Okay, so there are three kinds of commands in Arabic. One is imperative verb, just the command. The second person. Second is imperative verbs for the third person and the first person, which we did with li. And then, of course, there is imperative with prohibition. So what I want is that look at this ayat 282, which is the longest ayat of Quran. Because this is the entire ayat. Okay, and just in English, as you read this command in English, where does Allah command? Just highlight the commands there. Okay, so then write. So this write, in this case, this then write, this particular write is a command. Then write it down, right? This write is a command, then write it down. When you take a loan, write it down. And let a scribe write it down. Again, this write is a command, the second write is a command. So highlight the commands in the translation itself, as you understand, because you know the English, right? And then try to find corresponding command in Arabic, in the verse which comes there. And then inshallah, together we'll do it in the class also. But see if you can do it on your own as much as possible. Again, try to understand. This is the translation. I have chosen this time MS Shakir. You can use again Kuli Karai if you want, or any translation. But I've taken MS Shakir, which is a simpler one. Okay. Just look at this translation and highlight the places where Allah is commanding in this verse. Once you have highlighted the commands in the translation, find its corresponding command in Arabic, keeping in mind all those 5 lessons we have done, 3 lessons we've done, 3, 4, 5. Now, imperative verbs, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5. Inshallah, we will look at it in detail as we start next class. Any questions?
Do we send it to you? Do we send it to you or no?
Yeah, if you are comfortable, then yeah, do that. Yeah, by all means. If you send it me, I'm going to send my comments to you. But try to do it. Don't wait until next week. We will do together, but I won't do it. No, because just see that have you understood what you covered? Because lesson 1 was past tense, lesson 2 was present tense and future tense. Lesson 3, 4, and 5 have been all about command, imperative. But one was second person, other was first and third person, and the last one was prohibition. which are all commands. Okay, so see if you can those 3 commands if you can find in in Arabic. But before that, look at the translation. So it's reversed this time. We are not looking at the Arabic first. We are looking at the English, and within the English, try to highlight the commands, and then see if you can find its corresponding Arabic. Okay. Any questions? Any clarification? I can see a lot of chat. Let me read them if there's anything. Okay, here the slides for today. Yeah, it is the sound. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you had a problem with the sounding. Was that clear now, sounding? Was it sorted out?
I didn't have any sound problems, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
because we have updated the internet at home to make it good. Of course. Any other thing? Any question? Okay. So inshallah, we'll see you next week, and we still have one more class that we added. So we have 2 more classes to finish until we break for the Christmas, and then we'll decide for next class. Any questions? Any clarification? Yes, go ahead.
I thought today's class started at 8, so I can join. So, but it started earlier.
No, it was 7:45.
Okay, so next week, same thing,
Same.
7:45.
We have not changed. As I said in the email I sent out on Sunday, all of you, I said that we will resume the same timings, 7:45 to 9.
Okay. So I came late because of thought it was 8 o'clock.
Only it was last week we did that 8 because I was traveling and I was not. We will resume the same timing, same day. Tuesday, 7:45. Okay, inshallah. 2 more classes to go. Any questions?
Not question, just how's your brother, Sheikh? Is okay.
Sorry?
How's your brother?
Oh, alhamdulillah, please pray for him. He's still going through some tests. Inshallah, we will come to know whether he has to go for surgery. He had a surgery 4 years ago. He changed the valve, which again failed. So most probably he has to change the valve again. But he's in India just now.
Okay.
Just pray for him.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much for asking.
Thank you.
Acha? Khudawar fi iltimas dua.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Jamalullah.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Assalamu alaikum.
brothers.
Assalam.